Hello everyone, you are welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Elizabeth. I am a public speaking and English fluency coach. Today we are going to be exploring an important aspect of the English grammar, which is verbs. The main word in the predicate is called the verb. Let's look at this example. The temperature dropped rapidly. The temperature is our subject, while dropped rapidly is the other part of the sentence that is called predicate. And the verb in that predicate is drop. Look at the second sentence. Jose often visits exhibits at the Natural History Museum. Jose is the subject, while all other things from often to museum is the predicate. And the verb in that predicate is visit. It is important for you to note that without a verb, the predicate cannot tell or ask anything about the subject. Let's look at that first sentence. If we remove drop and we say the temperature rapidly, it does not make sense. If we remove visit, we say Jose often exhibits at the, it doesn't make sense. So the verb is important. Does a verb ever consist of more than one word? Yes. Sometimes we can have 2, 3 words combined together that will make a verb in the word in a sentence. For example, they have no questions. In that sentence, the verb is have. Number 2, do you have any questions? We have do and have as our verb there. We have been calling John all week. Have been calling is our verb. His phone may have been disconnected. May have been disconnected are all verbs in that word, in that sentence. But in our later videos, we are going to explain different types of verb that will make you to understand each verb that make up what the predicates in all these sentences. Let's try 1 or 2 exercises here. Can you identify the verb in example number 1? I'm going to give you 2 seconds to do that. Mindy has a lot of friends. What is telling us something about the word, about the subject? Has. Has is our word, is our verb. What about number 3? I should have listened to you. What is the verb? Or what are the words that make up verb in that sentence? The answer is should have been and pushed. Sorry, should have and listened. Should have and listened. Okay. What about number 5? Did the light bother you? What is the verb in that sentence? Our verb is what? Did. And what other word? Bother. Bother. Okay. Let's move quickly to the types of verbs. We have action and linking verbs. What is an action verb? From the word action. That is the definition that most people know about verb. A verb is an action word or a doing word. But that definition is a little bit shallow. It is not the only thing that make up a verb. We have action verbs. We have other types of verbs that are not action verbs. But action verbs express action. It expresses actions in 2 ways. We have verbs that express physical action. That is, you can see or hear those actions. For instance, this car skidded, left the road and smashed into a telephone pole. All those 3 verbs there are physical actions that you can see. We have verbs that express mental action too. These verbs take place in the mind, and so they are not physically demonstrable verbs. For instance, we believe, trusted, knew, remember, think. All these verbs take place in the mind. Now, they say a window, open. Is it physical action or mental action? Obviously, that is what? Physical action. Linking verbs. Not all verbs are linking verbs like I've already established, but let's put it into perspective and into context. The verb is in the following sentence now does not express any action. Jordan is angry at us. Now, if I ask you, describe the verb is. If I say Jordan ate rice yesterday, describe the action ate. You will tell me that Jordan put a spoon of rice into his mouth. But if you say Jordan is angry at us, describe the action is. It is not possible. So is not an action verb. Rather, it is a linking verb. It does not express action. What then do we call linking verb? The verb is has little meaning of its own because it is functioning as a linking. It's connecting Jordan with angry. So a linking verb from the word link is connect the subject with a word in the predicate that describes or identifies that subject. So what a linking verb is doing in a sentence is linking the subject with other part of the sentence that may be telling us about that sentence, about the subject. Let's look at this example. The road was slippery. There's no action being described there. It is only telling us about the road, describing the road. Slippery is describing the road. Amma is the captain of the volleyball team. Captain identifies the subject Amma. Let's look at some linking verbs because it is not only is that are linking verb, but the most frequently used linking verb is the be variant, which include am, are, is, was, and were. I am a teacher. He is a student. She's a girl. They are students. They are children. We were soldiers or we were students. So those are linking verbs. Of course, verbs ending in be also or being are also linking verb. Will be, would be, are been, have been, could have been are also linking verb. Now, in addition, you have to take note that it is possible for a linking verb to be used as a linking verb or as an action verb, depending. That is why in the English language, if you study the English language to a point, you will realize that you actually do not know the meaning of a word in isolation. Yes, you may not know the meaning of a word in isolation. We know the meaning of a word in context. How is it used? Because one word can be used as a noun, and you will check another sentence, it is used as a verb or as an adjective. So that's what they are saying here. Let's look at these verbs. Let's look at appear. It is possible for appear to be used as an action verb or as a linking verb. Appear. The principal appeared at 10 a.m. That is an action verb. What happened to the principal? What's action that the principal is doing? He appeared at 10 a.m. But look at that one. Fred appeared tired. Appear there is linking Fred with tired. Let's look at become. The haircut becomes are. That's it. It suits are. That's an action verb. What happens to the haircut? It becomes her. My room becomes messy. Becomes there is linking my room to messy. Did you feel the clothes? Did you feel it? That is, did you test probably the texture? That's an action verb. I feel nervous. That's a linking verb. Farmer grows crop. That is, what do they do? What actions do farmer perform? Grow. That's an action. Did they grow? Did days grow longer? That's a linking verb. We looked the place over. He looked unhappy. One is an action verb. The other is a linking verb. So you have to take note of that. How can a linking verb be recognized? It is important. If a verb can be replaced with some form of be, it is a linking verb. What do they mean? Let's look at number 1. John feels angry. Can you replace is with angry and it will still make sense? John is angry. Does it make sense or not? Yes. Therefore, feels is a linking verb, not a what? Not an action verb. Look at sentence 2 then. The patient feels pain. The patient is pain. Does that make sense? No. Therefore, feels here is not a linking verb. It is an action verb. I really hope you understand what I just explained now. If you do not understand, I want you to scroll back to the explanation and listen to this video again. Linking verb links subject with another thing. So, and they've already tell you, even if we move back a bit to the table here, right? Let's take a look at look. We looked this place over. We are the place over. Does that make sense? No. He looked unhappy. He is unhappy. Does that make sense? Yes. That means he looked unhappy. Looked here is what? Linking verb. While the other one is not linking verb. So the summary is this. An action verb expresses action, which can either be physical or mental, while a linking verb connects the subject with a word in the predicate that describes or identifies the subject. And if you understand this linking verb, it will take you back to our explanation on complements, subject complement. You will understand that what comes after a linking verb is subject complement, that is completing the meaning of the subject. Let's take a look at some examples, some exercises. Let's take a look at this. They will ask you, is the verb in the sentence an action or a linking verb? Today I feel better. Today I feel better. Can we replace the B variant of verb that goes with I is am, right? Can we replace that feel with am and it will still make sense? Today I am better. Does that make sense? Yes. So feel there is a what? Is a linking verb. This blouse looks new. Can we say this blouse is new? Yes, we can. So looks is what? A linking verb. I want you to try number 3. I will give you 2 seconds. I smelled the fish. Linking or action? The answer is action, because we cannot say I am the fish. Number 4. May tasted the melon. Linking or action? The answer is action, because you cannot say May is the melon. What about number 5? Her cookies tasted delicious. Action or linking? Linking, because we can say her cookies is delicious. I want you to try the other exercises. You can pause it and try them. Now, another aspect we will take note of is helping verbs and verb phrases. What is a helping verb? Sometimes a verb consists of more than one word. We've established that above. Look at this sentence. The letters have been mailed. The verb that we have there starts from have been mailed. So in have been mailed is the main verb there, while have and been are helping. So what do helping verbs do? From the word helping, they are also what we call auxiliary verbs. They are auxiliary verbs. Helping, from the word auxiliaryness, helpingness, helping verb. So a main verb may have as many as 3 helping verbs. And if we say help, they are helping verb, the main verb, to do a number of things. They can be helping the main verb to tell us the time. They can be helping the main verb to tell us the number of the subject too. Let's take a look at examples. Anne has mailed the letters. We have one main verb. The letter have been mailed. We have two main verbs. We have two helping verbs rather. They should have been mailed earlier. We have three helping verbs. Three helping verbs. So you can see now, Anne has. What is that has doing? Has is also helping. In another video, I'm going to explain all the auxiliary verbs that we have and their function. What is a verb phrase? So when a verb consists of one or more helping verbs plus that main verb, in the English language, we don't really call it a verb again because it's already more than one word. Then it is called a verb phrase. Has mailed, verb phrase. Have been mailed, verb phrase. Should have been plus mailed, verb phrase. Which verbs can be used as helping verbs? Below are the list of helping verbs. Yeah. We have be, am, is, was, been. Yes. In another video, like I said, I'm going to explain helping verb. The auxiliary verb, we have primary auxiliary verbs. Those are the ones at the left side. Be, am, is, was, do, does, might. And then we have modal auxiliary verb. Can, could, will, would, should, shall. We have modal auxiliary verb. Now, let's take a look at this exercise. Indicate the verb phrase, helping verbs, or verbs and the main verb. Look at the example. Leaves have been falling all week. The verb phrase is have been falling. The helping verb is have been, while the main verb is falling. The Eagles could have protested the decision. What is the verb phrase in that sentence? What is the helping verb? And what is the main verb? You can do that in 2 seconds and I'm going to tell you the correct answer. So the verb phrase is could have protested. The helping verb is could have, while the main verb is protested. You should have seen the mess. The verb phrase is what? Should have seen. The helping verb is should have, while the main verb is seen. So you can try the other ones. Word order. In question, we usually put the subject after the first helping verb. Yes. Are tickets being collected? If it is normal sentence, we say tickets are being collected. But if it is the question, you are going to swap it. So the subject ticket comes after the first helping verb. So I want you to change this. Pause the video and try to change this sentence to questions. The argument has been settled. It will be what? Has argument been settled? Yeah. Lauren will buy the refreshment. Then it will be what? Will Lauren buy the refreshment? So please take note of that. And please, when you form the sentence, make sure you put your question mark. Composition hint. Shorten your verb phrases when possible so as to avoid using of unnecessary words, because when you are writing, conciseness is important. Let it be brief and simple. Look at this. If you do not run for president, she may run. That's too wordy. Just say, if you do not run for president, she may. We understand it by the word. We understand that the main verb is run. Jim refused to apologize. He should have apologized. Jim refused to apologize. He should have. We understand that apologize is the main verb. They are not being blamed, but I am being blamed. They are not being blamed, but I am. So I want you to pause the video once again, and I want you to try and make these sentences more concise by shortening the verb phrase. She does not have to go, but I have to go. The correct one will be what? She does not have to go, but I have. They were supposed to be paid. They were not paid. They were supposed to be paid, but they weren't, or but they were not. If Sharon does not complain, no one else will complain. If Sharon does not complain, no one else will. Verbs in contraction. A contraction is a combination of two words with one or more letters omitted. Suppose a friend asks whether you would rather eat lunch at 12 or 1. The time doesn't matter to you, right? So what would you say? It does not matter. 2. It doesn't matter. That's what you will say. You will probably say it doesn't matter. Please take note that in informal conversation, we tend to use contractions. Contractions are allowed when we say doesn't instead of does not, can't instead of cannot, couldn't instead of could not. But take note that in formal writing, you are writing email, formal letter, you are writing essays, probably you are writing grants, letter of request. Make sure that you avoid contraction. It is really not allowed. Now, doesn't, right? Yes. Note that the second word in the contraction loses the O. That's what happened. Doesn't. That is, there will not be an apostrophe in between the N and T. Let's look at some other. Is not. It will be what? Isn't. Cannot, aren't. Would not, wouldn't. Cannot, can't. Will not, won't. You can see. So try. Has not will be what? Hasn't. Must not will be what? Mustn't. Cannot will be can't. Should not will be won't. Contractions are entirely natural in informal English, like I've said. Friendly notes, everyday conversation, your WhatsApp messages. However, we do not really use it in formal writing, like business letters, letter of application, term papers, and all. So you have to take note of that. Let's talk about the contraction ain't. It's considered non-standard. If you watch American movies, sometimes they use it, but instead of using it in formal situation, try to avoid it, even informal and informal. I ain't ready. Just say I'm not ready or I am not ready. Ain't I next? Am I not next? They ain't coming back. They haven't come back or they have not come back. I hope you got value from this video. If you did, make sure you like, drop a comment and subscribe to the channel.